Hey, what's going on everyone? Moose here, and today we're going to tackle the next part of our clutch, secondary clutch setup, and that is we are replacing our rollers, and I'm going to show you guys why, and we're going to do all that coming up next. Okay, so a couple of different things to know. Number one, Moose, why are you replacing your rollers? Well, I'm replacing my rollers because these rollers are worn out. They don't appear to be necessarily on this outside edge. I'll try to get a little close up of that right there. However, the insides are worn out. And I know that because if I grab this roller here, I can move it back and forth. There's a lot of play in there, right? I can literally move it probably a 1/16 of an inch or so. These newer rollers, they don't move, right? So they're not worn on the inside, so they're staying tight on the shaft in here, right? So I've already done 2 of these, well, mainly because I wanted to understand a little bit more before I brought it to you guys, but I did leave one still out that we can talk about. So a couple of things that you're gonna need. Number one, a set of new rollers. These are from Aftermarket Assassins. My Helix is Aftermarket Assassins. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with Aftermarket Assassins. These do appear to be OEM. Now, granted, my machine has almost 10,000 miles on it. I know nothing about the service history of it. I got it with around 9,200 miles on it. So I don't know if they ever went in, ever did anything with these, but I'm going to show you that this is definitely something you can do from home. There's going to be a few things that you need. One is there are little, I don't know what you want to call them, little posts that stick in here that these rollers roll on. This is the tool that you're going to utilize to extract those. You're going to need some sort of lubrication. I love Super Lube. I've been using this stuff for a very, very long time. It's what I use, so you'll need that. You're going to need a roll pin punch. You definitely want to get one that has the little roll pin on the front, so that is not flat. There's a little dimple. You'll see why here in a minute. You are going to need I think this is a T20 Torx. You're going to need a couple of 3/4 inch wrenches, or in my case, I went with a ratchet and a wrench. You're going to need a hammer to push the pin back in. I went with the larger hammer. It just cuts down on the amount of strikes, and not only that, it's got a bigger face on it, so I don't miss. And then a heat source potentially. And we'll talk about all that here in just a minute. So I'm going to reposition my camera so that you guys can see what I'm doing here, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. So I actually went through the whole process of doing this, and for some reason my camera stopped recording. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna show you guys the basic idea. So we're gonna start over here. We're gonna remove this screw, even though we've already done that before, but I almost didn't reshoot the video, but then I was like, you know what, nobody likes a quitter. So we're gonna back this out. All right, so we're gonna take our screw, put it in this bag. We're gonna talk about why here in a second. So first thing you're gonna need is one of these little tools here, right? I bought my tools and my rollers from Aftermarket Assassins. I paid for it with my own money, full price. This was, I think, $95, I think. Yep, and the rollers were $75. So I'm just going to basically, I'm not going to pull this whole roller out, but I'm going to explain the process to you guys and how easy this is. So this tool here itself actually fits. You'll notice that there's a cutout here. It's for this rib right here. So when you put this on, it's going to sit in between two of these posts on every one of these. You're going to then take your tool and screw it in until the till it bottoms out inside the roll pin there. All right, you don't have to over tighten it or anything like that. You're then going to take either 2 wrenches, 1 wrench, whatever. You're going to lock the back. You're going to place this one on here, and you're going to start tightening this nut. So you're going to turn it clockwise, right? And it's going to pull this pin out. Now this should be really easy to do. And if it's not in here, you know what? I'm just going to show you guys. If it's not easy to pull out, then you need to stop and put a little heat on it, okay? So right now, mine's coming out real easy. I didn't have to put heat on mine to begin with. So we're just going to pretend that I pulled it out because I don't want to reshoot this whole video. But once you've done that and the pin's out and you can pull your roller out, you're all set. One thing I would say is only pull the pin out as far as was required to pull out this roller. Once that roller's been pulled out of there, you don't have to go any further, right? Because if you pull that pin all the way out, you're going to be in a world of trouble. To reset the pin, you're going to use, this is a 1/4 inch punch, and just tap it back into place until it bottoms out and the tone changes. You'll know, don't drive it through the back of your clutch. You'll be in a world of trouble. All you need to do is get that thing in till it seats. And at which point you can grab your screw again, drop it right back into its home, away from home, or its actual home. And then you can go ahead and tighten it up in there. I put a little bit of Loctite on mine. You know, I don't know that it calls for it. I never saw anybody that said that it did, but I literally just put a little tiny little dip on there. That's all. And then click, click, just a couple of little short little clicks. You don't have to, don't break it. You break it, you're going to be in trouble. Now, I've been working with lubrication. My hands are covered in it. I'm touching on my clutch face. I've got dirt up here that needs to be taken off. You can see it all over my hands. One thing that I absolutely recommend, no matter what, is grab yourself a can of Citrol. I'll put a link down below in the description. I get mine through Amazon. It's a citrus-based cleaner. I saw somebody else use it. I started using it. I love it. Soak this thing down. Get all the grease off of it, especially your clutch face. And, you know, don't be afraid to use your pads while you're in there, you know, your little scuffy pads. Clean it all up, make it nice and neat. That way, you know, you can have a nice clean clutch to put back together. But the best part is that these rollers are no longer making noise. These center pieces on here basically were like wobbling like that on my pins, right? So this is pretty close to a representation of my pin size, but that's what they were doing. And what it does is it causes binding and not eating up. You know, my machine has 10,000 miles on it. I don't know what the previous owner did as far as maintenance, but I know that this was definitely something that I wanted to do. I have a new aftermarket Assassin's Helix on there and spring kit. So of course I want to take the best care that I can. And like I said, you know, you can reach out to Aftermarket Assassins. Just let them know Moose sent you. They're great guys. You know, I mean, they're just such wonderful people. They always answer all my questions. I've asked a bunch, and they freely give out the information. They want to see you have the best time that you can. And in my opinion, and I don't know because I've never tried anybody else's stuff, and I'm not bad-mouthing anybody else's stuff, but everything that I've gotten from Aftermarket Assassins has been absolutely outstanding. So I have no reason, you know, when it comes to rollers or my secondary stuff, to go anywhere else. I did reach out to them, and I may be doing one of their primaries as well. And then just to reiterate a little bit, if you do need to put heat on this to get that pin to come out easy, you know, I just use like a cigar lighter, right? A little torch. Just put a little heat like right on this part itself just to kind of expand that. It'll come right out. It's a piece of cake. This is nothing you have to take into anybody or anything. It's something everybody should be able to do. You know, just keep in mind that lubrication, especially when using this tool, is very important. I use Super Lube. It's something that I've been using for a very long time. It's biodegradable. It's food grade, actually. So that's even better. Actually, it's not biodegradable, but it is food grade, which I guess, I don't know what that means. But either way, it's cool, right? So I just put it on my threads so that when I'm using my tool, it just comes out nice and neat. And it'll protect this, you know, obviously the zinc coating you don't have to worry about, but it'll just protect all these threads, make sure they stay in good shape. So with that being said, I definitely appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, be good to each other. God bless.